Jordan Peterson's a dick.
You have to be the archetypal man. You have to be the archetypal hero. Embrace the archetypal.
Family
The
unit.
embodiment of the lobster.
That's what the neo-Marxists say.
Hello and welcome to Mastering Mediocrity Music Reviews. I'm Jeff,
I'm Ben.
I'm Mark.
and we are here today to review, scrutinize, and potentially celebrate the album by Metallica.
72 seasons.
Oh, good job. So 72 seasons. What does that mean to you guys?
Well, to me it means that we should take these shots first.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Good to be back, boys.
Yes, sir.
You couldn't do this after 72
Cheers,
seasons
mates.
unless you're doing it illegally. Cheers, mates.
And that's the chicken cock,
Quite delicious. I would recommend.
as we all just.
Yeah, it's got a kick.
It's still whiskey, for sure, but it has great flavor. Big fan. So what does 72 seasons mean to you?
I didn't do the math, but I just assumed it was how many years that the band's been together.
No, it's like 18 years.
Or
Okay.
Yeah.
72 divided by 4 is 18. This is like 18 years old. Puts you at like a...
Why'd you divide it by 4?
Because that's how many seasons are in a year.
Okay.
Did you not realize that?
I'm not a fucking wizard.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Same reason I didn't even just try. I was like, I guess it's probably how long they've been together. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just gonna listen to music.
So there's like an oxymoron there, because there's the angst of 72 seasons, but mixed from a like 60-year-old's perspective that I think you see in the album. To me, it's odd. I don't really agree with the naming of the album, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it means or what it's for.
Yeah. So, alright, so about Metallica real quick. Metallica is an American heavy metal band formed in 1981 in Los Angeles by vocalist and guitarist James Hetfield and drummer Lars Ulrich. They've been based in San Francisco for most of their career. The band's fast tempos, instrumentals, and aggressive musicianship made them one of the founding Big Four bands of thrash metal with Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer. Their current lineup is, Hetfield and Ulrich, Kirk Hammett, and Robert Trujillo. Former members being Dave Mustaine, Jason Newsted, Cliff Burton, and his name, Ron McGovney, the original bassist or guitarist or something like
It must have been early on.
that. Yeah, he was like their first bassist.
I would say out of all like I know Metallica is like probably the most commercial front center of like hard rock or whatever. But like, I can really listen to Metallica. I enjoyed this album, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't really carry over to the other people that are in that genre. I don't know if it's because they've been so like, as a casual fan of Metallica, like I have some favorites. There's always songs on a playlist that includes them, but like they're the
Top
only.
10.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're top 10 hits. I remember being, I don't even know how old, I guess whenever it came out, and Enter Sandman, like the music video was on MTV or whatever, and like when I was in the living room, watching it, I was like, this is so fucking scary. Like, oh my god, I was scared out of my mind watching this. Like, oh, ever since then, like Metallica's just stuck.
Yeah,
And so yeah, I've
I'll
always
give you
like,
that.
but it's all their, Unforgiven, Fuel,
Yeah.
For Whom the Bell Tolls, Master Puppets, and like it's all their hits. That
Yeah,
I
like the
would
top one or
include.
two songs from each album, basically, or whatever.
Unforgiven
yeah,
1 and 2,
Yeah.
Memory Remains,
Unforgiven
all
3,
those.
Unforgiven 4.
I think rock in general is more appealing to a broader sense of people if it has those like slower power chord, heavy but slower drum beats where like it's easy to like just nod your head to it.
It's not just a wall of sound.
It's
in
not
your
just
face
like
all the time.
and then like just constant,
Complete
constant.
frantic.
Yeah, it's not all frantic, and Metallica does a nice job of like weaving those kind of in and out and having like songs that are more of that power chord, slowed down a little bit, rock, and also hit really fast drum guitar runs and all that.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said, but I was a real big Metallica fan growing up, so it kind of sucks. But I've noticed that as a fan of artists, or being like of artists who are still putting out new music is probably what I should say. All the new stuff is always just like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just you're coming into a band, and there's this existing backlog, and this is the band. There's nothing not that you can do anything about the current releases, but this is what it is. You just take it for what it is. And so when the new stuff comes out and it's different, you're just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just being jaded and expecting one thing and the band wanting to do something else. I don't know.
It's hard to recreate the magic, and I have to imagine they have a level of frustration in making new music that just doesn't feel like it's new enough. That's how I feel about this album.
I've said before that when I've gone back and listened to Kill 'Em All, I just don't have the youthful angst and aggression back when I first heard it. When I was a teenager, and then you could listen to it like, oh fuck yeah, huh.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. So the album just doesn't hit the way it used to. I don't know. I think that to me, that what you're saying, that's how I feel about that. But what were you gonna say, Mark? I'm sorry.
Well, it's like if you think about like all your favorite bands when you were in high school, so you're going back like 20 years almost, or more, I guess.
Literally.
Yeah, 20 years and more. Jesus.
Yeah.
How many bands that you like then are still putting out albums now that you can listen to and enjoy? Maybe you don't take a song from it and put it on a playlist, but it's still closer to that main vein of where they started than I think a lot of bands that have been together for 20 plus years.
I don't know.
They've been together for how long? 30 something.
That was such a fucking killer album.
Okay,
well, that's so good.
That's still in like a pretty specific vein of music. I mean, like broadly, if you think about like the people who were putting out music that were like really popular, like say Incubus.
I know what you're talking about.
Like
but
Incubus's first album, and then you go to their last one. It's like they are a completely different band, and a lot of bands start that way. They like a lot of those like young rock bands. By the time they're together for 20, 30 years, they're completely different.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And Metallica.
At least Metallica's stayed in that same way.
They stayed in their lane.
They are, but I think they are a completely different band. The lyrics are different now.
Yeah.
Even though this album has a little bit more aggression in it than some of the more recent albums, I think. I don't know. To me, they just feels different. It feels like
an album for the sake of putting out an album.
No, well,
not that bad.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Especially after listening to as many times.
It feels like people wearing a Metallica skin suit or whatever, pretending to be Metallica. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel that badly.
Kind of like when they go back and make a sequel to a movie that 15 years later than they should have, where it just kind of feels like now everyone is doing an impression of the movie character because they're no longer in that space, that youthful space where it just comes naturally, and they're just kind of in the moment.
I see what you mean. That's how I feel.
They know how to make the music, so it has the sound, but it's just missing.
Right, the spirit.
Yeah.
They were trying to recreate the magic. That's how I felt about this album. It's like they were trying to incorporate some level of thrash that they haven't done too terribly recently. But is this that much different than Death Magnetic? Except for that Death Magnetic had a more Metallica formula than I think this one does.
This one's got a pretty fucking
It does
formula.
too. It does too.
After
that's
watching
a
that
problem.
video with Lars saying something to the effect of, we'll come into it with a riff idea, whatever it is, we'll get that, and we'll do that basically 3 times. We'll do the riff 3 times, and then we'll change it up for the 4th time. I think he said that they call it whatever, the riff, and then a tail. And then once you hear him say that,
that's the
you
formula.
Can't not hear them do that. Once you figure out once you find the riff, whatever that main riff is, they're going to do it 3 times, and then the next time it's going to be slightly different. and then they're gonna do it again, and then once they kind of step into it, it drives me bonkers. My biggest drawback of the album, as much as I did sort of enjoy it, that's my biggest complaint from it.
Yeah, I could see if you're hearing that in every song. Like, it's just formulas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what all music is, to generalize.
These songs feel less like a full composition and more like segments that have been compiled together and connected.
By the lyrics.
Yeah, or just, you know, we're doing this, and then the next thing we want to try and get to this. All right, we'll get to that, which is like, you know, fine, I guess, but it feels less cohesive than something from Master of Puppets does, or Injustice for All, where
are
the
you talking
songs
about
are equally as
individual?
long.
Are you talking about individual song composition or the album? Individual song.
Yeah.
Because the album is very cohesive as to what it is.
I'm just talking about the songs.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, a song from Injustice for All or Master of Puppets feels like a full composition, whereas this album feels like, hey, you know, we got these 5 or 6 riffs. Let's get them. They're pretty similar in style and vibe. Let's get them together and put some lyrics to that, or you know, get that into a song or whatever. But I think we should get to the songs. So as a group, I think we kind of decided on, or you know, hesitantly chose "If Darkness Had a Sun" as the top song from this album. "Too Far Gone" as number 2, and then "The Crown of Barbed Wire" as song number 3. I know Jeff is one with the biggest complaints to that, or the biggest.
No, I don't disagree with that, because "Too Far Gone" was definitely the song that spoke to me first. It's one of the shorter songs, if not the shortest. Has a
nice
killer riff to it, has guitar harmonics, which I think only appear in a couple songs. Maybe there are other moments, but it's very prevalent in this one. So I really liked that, because I really enjoyed Hellfire recently, which was all about guitar harmonics. And they do that in Metallica. And I wish they did it more in this album to make it feel like it was an 80s thrash rather than rejuvenated Metallica thrash. But
thrash with arthritis.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. But my problem with the album, and you mentioned it, was like the album is good, but it doesn't have a single banger. And when we say banger, it's like in the modern sense.
I wouldn't even say the modern sense.
Was it
classic? Nothing to the
just
point
like put on a good song, like pick one in any favorite singles from any album. You put that on, you're like, this is the one. There's no like, this is the one here. It's like, I guess this one has more parts that I like than the other ones.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like the other ones.
Right.
Like, it's all well and good.
It's just Inamorata to a playlist, but I wouldn't.
That's
I wouldn't,
because it is what it
long.
is.
I think it's got the most accessible like guitar riffing and stuff.
It's all accessible.
After hearing it a couple
comparatively.
times, like, and how many times they repeat the chorus,
Yeah.
like, I was like, I can't listen to this for like 6 more minutes.
Yeah.
Of this like chorus.
Most of these songs
Holy
could have
shit.
a minute and a half or 2 minutes cut out of them.
For sure.
Perfectly fine.
What is it, like an hour and 17 or 18 minutes?
I don't know.
It's too long. It's too long.
Yeah. Somebody their producer should have been like, fellas, let's
Under
cut
60.
These. Yeah.
Under 60. Yeah, at least
That's
that.
the new target you should be getting to, is under 60.
There's not much to throw away except for Chasing Lights.
Yeah, totally skip it. Totally.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
I almost think you could
The rest
skip
is
You
good,
Must
though.
Burn. And
Yeah.
Screaming Suicide, you could skip. Honestly, Shadows
No,
Follow,
don't.
72
I like that
seasons.
song. I like it. I came around to that song.
Which one?
Shadow Follows.
Shadows Follow.
Yeah, yeah. I like that one. It's
Mark,
alright.
are there any ones you could skip? Most of them?
Most of them.
I mean, the first song's okay. I could probably
I agree.
do without it. I like Sleepwalk My Life Away.
Yeah, that could have made
yeah.
top 3 easy.
Yeah,
that
I
one
think so.
almost had like an Enter Sandman like sound bits in it here and there.
It had a really cool breakdown.
Yeah, I really
Yes,
like
it
that.
does.
But yeah, I mean, I could probably skip Lux Eterna to be all honest.
yes,
I don't think
No,
that one's
I
that great.
like Lux
You Must
Eterna.
Burn.
Lux Eterna. My score is like this really strange space because none of these songs make a playlist. So I'm at like a 5.5. And that's the best I can give it for a Metallica album. Now, as a whole, it's probably a 7. Like it is a great album. But me personally, I have to give it like a 5.5 because nothing makes the playlist. I'm not terribly excited about it.
I'm gonna nitpick here for a minute, but like, why can't you just like split the difference in your head? Save the
6.25.
explanation and say 6.25.
It doesn't work that way.
You know what I'm saying?
It's musically, it's great. It's fine.
Just didn't like it.
I just didn't like it.
Mark,
I
let's hear your
would
score.
probably give it a 5.5. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.
Yeah.
I can put it on and listen to it, and I have no problem listening to it. There's just nothing I want to take
That's the
away from
best
it.
it's got.
Yeah. Which is not bad. I mean, it's
Yeah,
better
it's
than
not
putting it on and be
great.
like, Jesus, I cannot even listen to this.
Yeah,
It's so
you're
bad.
right. I think that's fair. Jeff, what did you say? 5.25?
5.5.
5.5. Marcus said 6. Yeah, I'm probably right there in that 6 range. Because, yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. I think putting it on shuffle and listening to it and not the way out and not the order it's presented is better. I don't know why. But,
You like shuffle in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, skip. You can skip like 4 or 5 songs on this album, not miss anything. You get the complete a complete impression of what the album is like if you just listen to 8 of the 12 songs or whatever.
I would say even if you listen to 4 singles that head out,
Yeah,
Like
that's true
that's-
too. Yeah.
that's probably where you should just maybe stop.
All right, are we doing the wheel?
So disappointing.
I believe
The album is so disappointing.
No.
That's why
Your
I give it
heroes.
a 5.5.
your
You're
heroes. I mean,
Oh, how the mighty have
they've been
fallen.
together a long time.
Blow my mind with something.
All right, so
You know.
we're trying to not hit
Science fiction.
science fiction. All right, here we go. Busting the wheel. You land on Sturgill Simpson, the Ballad of Dugan
Oh,
Pawnee.
okay.
All right.
All right. I
You
like
haven't
me
done
some
that?
This
Sturgill.
will be different.
I thought, haven't we done that one? Or
No,
No.
we did Sound and Fury.
Okay.
We've
This
done
is-
Sturgill before.
Yeah, we've done Sturgill before. It is Sound and Fury album, which
Alright,
was like
cool.
a rock album. This one is very much not that.
Very
We'll
country.
see how you like it. Yeah,
This will be fun
it's
to-
cool though. It's cool.
Oh. Shots.
Ah, shots.
Yes.
Let's do some shots. Cheers, mates.
Cheers,
Cheers,
mates.
Manly stuff.
Woo! If you liked what you saw here today, please like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Watch the show.
Let's get to 100 by 2024.
100 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
Views.